We are back, guys. We're going to start doing these podcasts a little bit different. So now that NBA is kind of wrapping up, getting into baseball season, going to start doing these the day of. Going to have these out in the early afternoon every day. Baseball and NBA while playoffs are still going. So right now it's Wednesday. Going to give you guys a little rundown for this baseball card. We have a few NBA playoff games going as well. But first, John, a couple of stabs to the heart last night in the MLB, huh?
Old timers. Brutal, absolutely brutal baseball season to start. All I can say about it, just as anybody that's known anyone or have any addictions with drugs or alcohols, you gotta hit rock bottom. And fucking last night was rock bottom. Pirates 7-2 lead. I think ESPN had about a 95% chance to win at one point. Texas Rangers 6-0 lead, 98.9% chance to win that game at that point. Lose both games literally within minutes. Both the other teams scored. Reds getting 6 in the 8th. Just crazy baseball. Look, right side wrong result. We talk about it all the time, and exactly what it was. My preview I wrote about the Pirate Dodger game yesterday. Told you Syndergaard had looked good in home games. Dodger Stadium, pitcher's ballpark. On the road, gets hit. Got hit on the road last year. He got cracked. We'll talk more about the Dodger-Pirates game again today because I'm coming right back to the Pirates case. I'm going to give you all of my bets every day if you're following us here. Obviously, if you're not a member, you can't get games that we add later in the day, half times in NBA, lineup changes, line moves, that type of stuff. But we'll be giving you our bets here every day. So we're ready for the bounce back. Last night, as bad as it gets, we're ready to go forward today, Ben.
Yep, like you said, it will bounce back. As far as, in the past year or so, you kind of notice these trends within you and how you get hot and cold. And this is in May when it gets hot. As far as 2023, February and March were really big months. So it's still been a profitable year, just a little bit of a down spell here in April. But yeah, let's dive in, John. So talking about baseball, like you said, we're going to come right back. Dodgers, Pirates, we can get into that first game there. Dodgers down 7-2 last night. They rallied back, second in the league with the home runs. As far as the pitching matchup, Gonsolin versus Contreras. Gonsolin's first start this season. He had an ankle injury coming off a rehab start, gave up 2 and 3 innings. He did have 7 Ks, 1 walk, looked good there. Contreras been solid, a couple of quality starts. Pirates dominated this matchup last year, winning 5 of 6. Obviously lose that one in a heartbreaker, snap their 7-game win streak. Seems like a bounce-back spot for the Pirates as well. Hopefully they can hang on tonight.
All over the Pirates. Overnight, they pushed this line up with Gonsolin. Gonsolin's only going to pitch about 4 innings. You've already got a Dodger bullpen that had to go 5 innings yesterday because they knocked Thor out in the 4th. So the bullpen will be counted on again today. Again, only going to get 4 innings or there around out of Gonsolin. I took the home dog Pirates after a tough loss last night. I took that at plus 134. Again, they pushed that up on the overnight. That game's going to come back down. You could take anywhere around 120 to 125 on that game now.
Now we have Nats at the Mets. Nats get the win yesterday, blanked them 5-0. They've been pretty good on the road, 6-5 on the season. They've been pretty good on this trip, 3-1 on the trip. Pitching matchup, Gore versus Senga. Now, Senga had a good start to his MLB career coming over for Japan against some bottom-tier teams, though. Last couple of starts, not as good. Gave up 8 runs off 12 hits and 9 2/3. Starting to face better competition. Gore, more or less, been the best pitcher in this Nationals rotation. But in the last couple of starts, 2 of the 3 been quality starts, 7 runs and 15 2/3. Think Nats can steal 2 in a row, John?
Hey, possible. Was a good spot for them last night. Like you said, they're winning on the road. Gore, decent enough pitcher. I don't want to say he's the best. Gray spun a beautiful game yesterday. Gray on the road pitches better. A little bit of a spot. Just didn't think it was high enough for a spot there yesterday. Money so far has come on Washington. I'm not jumping all over the Nationals, though, in this one. Game's gone down from could have took plus 188 down to around 175, 180 now.
Yeah, Senga's just a tough guy to get a read on with these guys coming over from international play, how they adjust, how they adapt once there's more of a scouting report. Like I said, first couple starts good, last 2 not so great. We'll see how he does against this Nats team. Next one, John, Marlins at Braves. What the hell is going on with Alcantara?
Yeah, not too sharp these last couple of outings. Marlins without Arias the last 3 games. Arias only leading the major leagues, batting .444. So in the last 3 games without him, they've lost all 3, scoring just 2.7 runs per game. Elder's been lights out for Atlanta. Atlanta came into this series playing bad baseball, losing 4 in a row. They've rebounded. They've crushed the Marlins, as they usually do. They've outscored them 18-4. We took enough beatings with these 2 teams. Took the big numbers with the Marlins. Won't be taking them this one. Don't like Alcantara the way he's been pitching, and he's not great on the road. He's a good pitcher at home. Last year, his Cy Young year, Marlins 5-5, 3.01 ERA on the road. Hey, good numbers, but not the lights out numbers, and not backing Alcantara, coming off 2 bad starts against Elder, and all of a sudden, red hot Braves hitting team.
Yeah, this Braves team streaky. 3 losses, 8 straight wins, 4 losses. Now win the last 2, putting up big numbers. So we'll see if this streak continues. But yeah, Elder, it's the reigning Cy Young and Alcantara, but Elder's been pitching a lot better this year. Don't want to bucket there. Padres at Cubbies. Cubbies coming off of a win yesterday. Blank San Diego 6-0. Cubs, top 2 hitting team. Padres last in hitting. So a couple of teams here kind of different on the year with that split. We'll see if the Padres kind of get going now with Tatis back in the lineup. Waka versus Smiley. Waka's been getting absolutely throttled last couple of starts, 12 runs, 21 hits, and 8 1/3. And Smiley, he's been solid. Last 3 starts, 2 runs and 18 1/3. Almost had a perfect game last go around. Lost it in the 8th against the Dodgers. Gubbies are nobody for me in this one. You got the pitching edge for sure. And then as far as the bats as well, we'll see if San Diego gets going. Still no Cody Bellinger there. Don't love that, though, for the Cubbies.
Yeah, Smiley lost the perfect game bid on a little dribbler up the third baseline.
Brutal.
Tough way to lose it. Sometimes coming back from that no-hitter or that near no-hitter, it's tough the next time out. Look, I said before the season started, when Tatis came back, San Diego would be the best hitting lineup in the majors. They're the worst. I'm looking at that lineup and I'm saying, what's going on here? Batting a dead last. Team batting average of .214. They do hit lefties a little better at .236. Just not getting the job done. And the pitching, just Waka. No way I'm going with Waka. Smiley, like I said, I would be all over this. Just worried about that little letdown coming off the perfect game try in his last time out. He threw 104 pitches in that one. He's not a guy that normally goes over 100. Tough spot. No dog in this fight for me. I think that pick'em number is right where it should be.
Next one, much like the pitching struggles there, we have the Cardinals at the Giants. Cardinals been struggling with the pitching. I mean, just not getting it done. Had a chance to win last night. They get 3 insurance runs in the 8th. Not enough. Giants answer with 3 runs in the 9th. Get the walk-off from Sable. Pitching matchup, Desclafini's been pretty solid for San Francisco. He did give up 4 runs in 5 innings in his last start. Prior to that, had 3 quality starts. Didn't face the Cards since 2021. Had a quality start then. Matz, he's just been the worst pitcher in the rotation here for St. Louis. They've lost all 4 of his starts. He's been getting cracked. So lean to the Giants here. Definitely a pitching edge. Do they get the sweep? Do they take care of business against St. Louis? Don't want any part of this Cardinals team until they start to turn it around.
Yeah, we talked about it. This Cardinal team, they have that run. They tread water, and then they go on that 8-10 game run, catapult themselves into the playoff picture. Just not getting it done so far. Matt, as you said, absolutely horrible. Braves having a little trouble hitting, and hitting against left-handers, especially batting just .210 against lefties. Got to be able to hit Mats today. San Fran winning the first 2 games of the series. I expect the St. Louis money to come in. There's no way the game should be a pick. These will find a clear pitching edge playing at San Francisco. Game's a pick. Of course, St. Louis, they'll play the St. Louis, not going to get swept. If that game makes San Fran a home dog, I'll be on San Fran. Right now, it's a pick game.
Yeah, I agree. Giants is one of the sides I like today. Next one, John, Red Sox at Orioles. You have this matchup, a lot of runs. Put that on the video yesterday if you guys saw that. 5 meetings this year, all 5 gone over. 8 of the last 9 meetings have gone over. Pitching matchup tonight might suggest we get something similar. We'll see. Houke's been good, coming off a quality start. And then you have Wells, who started the year, had a long relief bid. Last 2 starts, just 3 runs and 12 1/3. Baltimore, split the series, or Red Sox, split the series yesterday. They're up 3-2 on the season series. Would lean a little bit here to the O's and the home dog, John.
Yeah, that was my bet. Orioles minus 110 early this morning. This game's gone up to 1.25. Orioles just Bull's a better pitcher. He gets the edge. Orioles give me. I'll lay the short price minus 110 with a home team that's won 7 of their last 8 with the pitching edge. Wells definitely a better pitcher than Houck. I just want to mention, by the way, the Ben put on Instagram that total yesterday. That's Ben's bet himself. He called that one. He nailed that one. I don't mess around with totals in baseball, so great job, Ben. Yeah, I'm on Orioles minus 110. Like I said, game sitting at $1.25. Just a pitching edge with who I have as a better home team. Orioles are a good home team, played real well at home last year, doing so again this year.
Yeah, I'm not a big MLB total better for the most part, but every once in a while, some of them just seem too obvious not to want to play with it. So value where I find it. White Sox at Toronto. Kikuchi, a little bit of a season turnaround. So I mentioned in the MLB preseason episode we did between Berrios and Kikuchi, the 2 big pitchers they brought in last year. Are any of them going to turn around so far? Jays have won all 4 of Kikuchi's starts here for the Blue Jays. He's coming off 2 quality starts, allowed 2 runs across 12 innings pitched, and the White Sox just not getting it done. 2-11 their last 13. Kopech earlier this year, he was tipping his pitches to the Giants. That was a big thing. Give it 4 home runs in that inning. Last 2 starts, even since then, still hasn't been better. 8 runs in 10 innings. Pitching edge to Toronto. White Sox ice cold. Big price here, but honestly, a favorite I would lean to with the Blue Jays.
Yeah, this is a game that no matter what they make the price, can't bet the White Sox. White Sox lose 6 straight, scoring a total of just 3 runs in their last 3. They're 2-11 their last 13 games. Their last hitting $160 this week and hitting just 216 versus lefties. Can't bet the White Sox. Let's move on.
Yeah, next one, John. Another team not hitting. Yankees at Twins. Even last night, they had a little bit of a pitching edge. You could argue the Cortez didn't matter. Twins now won 4 of 6 in the season series. This will be the final matchup of the season. Twins winning 3 straight, scoring 5 runs per game after the little losing skid. Herman, interesting. So he faced Twins 2 starts ago. He had the sticky hand situation, similar to Scherzer. Umpire told him to wash his hands. Had to wash his hands again. To come out. The manager, Rocco Belli, gets kicked out. Going to be interesting how it goes now. Second go around here against Minnesota. Maeda left his last start after having a comebacker hit him. So 2 pitchers, kind of weird side issues going into this game. Either way, Yankees not hitting. Don't want to touch them.
No, Yankees not hitting at all. And they got the money on the overnight. Whether they're right or whether they're wrong, they bet these no sweeps when they're 2 competitive teams that they feel can't get swept. This game right now sitting at Minnesota minus 110. Again, right around where the number I make it. Just not interested in the Yankees at all right now hitting. I've got Yankees losing 4 of 5, scoring 1.6 runs per game, hitting 210 this week. Nope, not interested in the dog in that one. Also don't want to have nothing with Maeda. He, remember, coming off the injury from last year, leaves the game getting hit with the liner. Don't want no part of this game. I got a lot of bets today. Don't need to jump onto this one, Ben.
Then we have Astros at Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay loses their first home game of the season last night. They're now 14-1 on the season. Usually like those when streak snaps to kind of go against them a second time around. There's just a little bit of maybe a letdown from the team overall. Still no Alvarez here for the Astros, but they have won 6 of the last 8 against the Rays, 6 of the last 8 at Tampa Bay. Brown, not the best outing his last start. Prior to that, he had 2 quality starts, and it's going to be a little bit of a bullpen day. They're using Foucher as an opener for the Rays. Astros are nobody for me in this one. Houston playing pretty good ball right now. They have won 5 of their last 6, scoring 5.5 runs per game, putting it together. And like I said, there's maybe a little bit of a letdown from Tampa Bay after that first home loss. Wouldn't be surprised they dropped 2 in a row.
Yeah, especially going with the opener, but Houston still without Alvarez. He'll miss again his 3rd game of this series. But Houston are nobody in this one. Brown looking like a real good pitcher. 2 real good outings his last couple of times out. Give me the real pitcher against an opener that's been smashed as an opener the last couple of times. And as you said, that weight, playing to 14 straight at home. Now you finally lose that home one. maybe just that tendency to relax. They've got a big lead. We'll see. Astros are nobody, but I haven't made a bet in this one.
Then we have Oakland at the Angels. Man, this Angels team. So they're coming off the win yesterday, even the series with a 5-3 win. You have a MLB debut with Medina on the mound. Sandoval, he's been roughed up his last 2 starts for the Halos. Prior to that was pretty decent. And he's good against the A's. 1 run in 5 innings earlier this year. 4 starts versus them last year. He went 2-0 with a 1.80 ERA. This is just a matchup I always lean to Oakland, just simply because this is, an Angels team that's not keeping up with Seattle and Houston in the division. They kind of don't dominate the A's like they should if they want to keep up with those teams. They've lost to them twice already this season out of the 5 meetings, and there will be similarly of a split on the season. So slightly into Oakland here. Don't love that it's a Medina debut. Sometimes, though, that does favor into the pitcher a little bit. So we'll see how that goes there for the A's, but it would be them or nobody for me, as much as I hate saying backing one of the worst teams in baseball.
They are one of the worst teams in baseball, and tough to back them. But again, would be A's and nobody, huge number. And while A's are just 2-10 their last 12, they're batting .227, but against lefties, they're hitting .266. As Ben mentioned, Sandoval's had problems his last couple of times out. No way you're going to lay a 200-plus number with a team that's hitting lefties good, and your lefty hasn't pitched great the last couple of times out. A's are nobody, but I haven't bet the A's.
Does Cincy sweep the Rangers? Tough loss last night for Texas, blowing the 6-0 lead. Obviously, that one hurt. Are you okay to talk about this one, John? Do we got to skip this game?
This is a tough one, man. Look, it's not like it was a 10-7 game in Wrigley or Coors, and they make it's a 6-run lead at Cincy with Perez on. I know they get the runs off the relievers. Just a tough one to blow in that game. No, they don't sweep Texas. This is another game I bet. I bet the Rangers in this one. This game on the overnight, the Reds are the hottest side of the game. I'm bucking the trend here. I don't always just bet the hot side. This one I'm going against it. So the overnight line here was Texas minus 135. It got down to 108. I thought that was low enough. It's actually got a couple of pennies even lower. It's basically a pick, a minus 105 game. Gray's a decent pitcher. Ashcraft's pitch real good. I mean, real good for Cincy so far. I can't look. Texas was coming into the series playing red hot, pardon the pun, while Cincy was ice cold, couldn't score. 2 late inning leads they blow. I don't think they'll give it up this time. Texas, just took over after Tampa Bay got shut out last night as scoring the most runs in Major League Baseball, 6.57 runs per game. They'll score off Ashcraft, and I think Gray will give them just a good enough game. They'll hold on to the lead in this one. I laid the Rangers minus 108.
Yeah, came in the hottest hitting team. Still are the hottest hitting team right now as far as this week batting average, like you said, leading scoring team. It's just been the bullpen. It's been the pitching there in the back end. So we'll see if the bullpen can figure it out. This time we'll see if Gray can give a solid outing. But I agree with you. I would lean to the Rangers here to avoid the sweep. Another team trying to avoid the sweep, the Guardians against this ice-cold Rockies team. They come in and they have lost the first 2 games combined 11-1. You have Marquez who's coming back from the IL here for Colorado, so don't love backing a guy coming off the IL. And you got a debut there for Cleveland. So weird game, slight lean here to the Rockies. Don't love it. Just think the price there is worth it. Again, don't like backing the road sweep for Colorado. Guardians, though, just not playing winning baseball. 2-7 their last 9, scoring just 2.2 runs per game their last 5.
Yeah, you can't bet the Guardians right now the way they're playing. But Rockies tough to bet. Rockies just normal, usually the worst road team in baseball. Playing 3-3 on this road trip. Do they get a winning road trip to go back home? We'll see. Pablo Marquez, as Ben said, coming back off the IL. Now, he didn't have a rehab start. He's just used a couple of bullpen sessions, so not much really to go off of. And I don't want to be in that spot. Marquez is Colorado's second best pitcher after Freeland. Don't know if that'll show up today. Like I said, his first start coming back off the IL. Cleveland brought up a kid, BB. Got to see how good he was. Not impressive strikeout walk numbers. Yeah, he had 19 strikeouts and 15 1/3 in AAA, but 8 walks with that. Shows me a little problem with control. That's at AAA. You're up with the big boys now. Big number. Could only beat a dog and nobody. Just can't. I don't have the balls big enough after a couple of tough losses last night to bet Colorado, the worst road team in the majors to get the sweep back.
Yep, tough to see the sweep there. Detroit also going for a sweep at Milwaukee. Lorenzen versus Peralta. Peralta been crushed his last couple of starts. 9 runs, 14 hits, 10 2/3. You have Lorenzen, first start this year, horrible. Comes back, 5 shutout innings at Baltimore. As far as matchup history, Tigers have won both in this series. They won 5 of the last 6 meetings. Playing pretty good. They've been streaky. Won a 5-game win streak. They lose 4 in a row. Now they've won their last 2. So they keep it going with a sweep at Milwaukee. Slightly into Detroit, but I think Peralta might be in a bit for a little bit of a bounce back start here against this lineup.
I look for a bounce back start. I mean, look, this is what baseball is about. Tigers came into the series ice cold, couldn't score, couldn't win a game. No way to think, okay, they're going to beat the Brewers in this series, and then they take the first 2. Even right now, 29th, hitting .216. The Brewers came back off for a nice West Coast trip and just fall down. But yeah, I feel Peralta will come back with a bounce back game against a weak Tiger lineup. But not laying this number either. Other better games than that. Let me just start with this one, Ben, because I want to move this along real quick when they still get to the NBA. And we want to keep these short so you guys see it and move on. Royals, D-backs. Royals come back last night after D-backs won the opener in the series. 2-2 in their last 4, scoring 5.8 runs per game. But 2-9 in their last 11 and 28th, batting .222. Arizona got off to a great start, battling the big boys, Dodgers and San Diego, the behemoths of the West Division. Little rough going now, 2-5 in their last 7, still scoring 5-point runs a game. But here you got just a pitching mismatch, nothing to talk about. Yarbrough's going to make his first start. He's been getting cracked in relief against Galen, who has just been lights out, 20.2 shutout innings, 29 Ks, 1 walk. Doesn't matter what the number is in here, not taking KC.
Yep, I think worth the price, worth a look at the run line there. One of the worst hitting teams in MLB versus the hottest pitcher in the league right now. All you square bettors, is the biggest favorite on the board. I wouldn't judge you for laying it or for laying the run line. I think it's worth the price.
Yeah, just watching Yankees now going to a pick, and actually some spots favoring the Yankees 06, 07, 08. Again, whether it's right or wrong, you're going to get a lot of times the guys betting against the sweep. And that's what they're doing in some of these games. Last game on the baseball card today, Mariners at Phillies is one of my other bets. I'm on the Phillies on this one, plus 105. I'm going to give Gilbert a slight pitching edge. I like Walker. Walker's a hot and cold guy. Last 2 outings, good pitch, good baseball. I'll give Gilbert a slight edge, but not enough to make Philly a home dog. Philly, 47 and 34 each of the last 2 years, winning 58% of their home games. They play much better at home, Philly. They came into this series winning 3 games. They lost last night. So, yeah, cannot make the Mariners a road favorite with Gilbert over Walker in this spot. Again, home dogs. I love home dogs. Obviously, prices got to be right. Just can't make Phillies a dog in this one. The edge with Gilbert is slight over Walker, not big enough to take away Philly's prowess at home.
Yeah, another thing I mentioned about Gilbert, yesterday he was scratched. So there was no reason mentioned as to why he was scratched, but maybe there's something little going there. I don't know. They want to give him an extra day of rest. Who knows why? But if there is a little something going on there, also another reason to like that spot. So we'll see what goes on with that matchup. We'll see what goes on the MLB card. And, John, we got 4 NBA games going on today. We have 3 3-1 leads. We have 1 series split with Sacramento and Golden State. Real quick touch on last night's NBA. I mean, with the Hawks forcing a game 6, kind of surprising there. And then the 2 closeouts.
The Hawks lost it as much as Celtics gave it to them. Look, I put up on the previews yesterday the 3 teams playing last night. The 3 games playing last night. Celtics, Nuggets, Suns all had 3-1 leads. I expected all 3 to close it out. It didn't mean I liked them to cover. They were all double-digit favorites. Just thought they would win. Celtics, I mean, a big lead. Just gave that away one way at home where they had owned the Celtics, where they had won 9 straight, 8-1 against the spread. Nothing in the world said you could bet Atlanta. DeJounte Murray suspended for the game, and now they've got to go play Game 6 in Atlanta while they're their second-round opponent, Philly, is already resting. They swept the Nets. As far as tonight, 4 good games. Milwaukee could get shocked tonight. All the stats say you got to bet Milwaukee. Down 3-1, best team the whole year long. They're the top seed totally in NBA. Play great at home. That was a choke. 14-point fourth quarter lead and just get beat by Jimmy Butler. No. That's it. Jimmy Butler beat the Bucks. Giannis, triple-double. Wasn't dominating. He just did not dominate. Brook Lopez had a monster game, 36 points, I believe it was. Giannis has got to be Giannis tonight, or they'll lose outright. They can't be this big a favorite. Yeah, everything says they should be. After blowing that game in Miami, I think they got a little apple stuck right here. I would not be shocked to see them gag. Look, this game could be a blowout. Miami could come to Milwaukee, where they've lost, I believe it's 8 of their last 9 straight up. Let me get the stats. Where the Heat have dropped 8 of their last 9 visits, 3-6 against the spread. Look, again, everything says Milwaukee's got to win this game. Since 1984, only 4 number 8 seeds have beaten the number 1 seed. Miami could do that right now. Miami's just totally turned it around in the playoffs. Miami was dead last, scoring 109.5 points per game in the regular season. In the first round, they lead the NBA, scoring 123 points per game. Also, they had the highest shooting percentage in the first round at 54%. Milwaukee Bucks, they were third. Bucks were, I believe, second in the league in holding teams in field goal percentage. So just a complete turnaround. And look, it's all playoff Jimmy.
Yep.
This could be a stunner. They're a 12-point dog. Miami or nobody.
I'm gonna go against you on this one, John. I like the Bucks in this matchup. I think I also like the Bucks in the first half. For you guys who want to play something like that, I expect them to come back. Like you said, they did blow a double-digit lead, unacceptable, but it took the third, fourth most points ever in playoff history from Jimmy Butler. It's at the Heat record. So I'm high on this Milwaukee team. Vegas is high on this Milwaukee team. Series price -150 for Miami, +130 there for the Bucks to pull it out. I think the Bucks do pull it out. The way I see that series price, I see it as a +130 for them to win Game 6. I see them pulling this game out tonight at home. Question is, they're going to win Game 6. If they do that, I don't see them losing a Game 7 at home. Milwaukee played well. Jimmy Butler played absolutely out of his mind. I don't see him doing that on the road tonight in Milwaukee. This is as good as the spot gets. The best team in the NBA with the best player in the NBA in a must-win situation on their home floor. I'm okay laying the Bucks here by double digits. I think Miami's already looking on to try to win this series in Game 6 at Miami.
This was Game 2. I get all of that. As just what happened. Like Game 2, after Miami stuns them in Game 1, Giannis is out. Bucks rally, they get a game. I just feel there's a little choke effect going on here for Milwaukee. We'll see how this one plays out. Look, again, wouldn't be surprised it's a 20-point blowout. Chances are Miami will keep this one closer than that. That's just my opinion on this one. Haven't made a bet on it yet. Knicks, Cleveland. Knicks 3-1 lead. We had Knicks in Game 1 of this series when they went to Cleveland and beat them outright. We came back with Cavs in Game 4. We took +2.5 in that one. That game closed 1-1.5. All the sharp money on Cleveland in Game 4. The Knicks had just turned up the day. Cavs have scored, they broke 100 points 1 of the 4 games. This has been a defensive series, averaging, I believe, 192 points per game between the two teams. That's just too big of a number. The teams have played 4 times so far this year in Cleveland. 2 regular season, 2 playoffs. They've split the 4 games. Again, this is a spot. These 3-1 spots, guys, I mean, the teams that down, especially Milwaukee and Cavs, being the home teams, I mean, these just out-and-out must games. Have to have these. Well, Memphis, too, down 3-1. All the home teams are the team that's down 3-1, so they're going to have extra points added on. Again, could be a no-show. Knicks feel like we all we got to do is win 1 out of the 3 games. That's the mentality. Cavs, backs against the wall, need to win it, but there's no way my numbers can make this the 5.5 number that it is. At 6 points, it's Knicks or nobody.
Cavs disappointed the playoffs for me. I really thought that they had a chance with their defense to go give Boston and Milwaukee some trouble after this series, and it's just been the opposite. It's been the Knicks defense that's been absolutely hands around the neck. They can't do anything about it. Got to lean to the under in this game. We talked about it on Monday, where this series, it just keep dropping the total price. It has dropped 12 points since the opening number in game one. I don't know if it's enough still. So lean to the under in this game. And as much of the spot here is for Cleveland, I want no part of this Cavs team. They just haven't shown me fight. The spot is all them. This is a game they should take care of business in. I just haven't seen it yet. So I don't want any money on that. I would place my money on to continue to be a defensive series.
The next game here is Lakers at Grizzlies. So just showing you how much how the series plays into the numbers. So in game one, at plus 3.5, I bet the Lakers. The money, sharp money, was going all over Memphis. Game went up to 4.5. At 4.5, I made it a love bet, and we took the money line. Game one was my biggest NBA bet of the year. Took the Lakers. This game now today is sitting at 4. But because of the difference in the situation, meaning Lakers have a 3-1 lead, do or die game for Memphis, my number on this game is 3. Okay? So where it was a love bet, my biggest bet of the year in game one, it's not a bet in game 4 because of the situation. Again, it's Lakers and nobody. Morant, you could see clearly not 100% from the hand. He came back in game 3 and had a monster game. Game 4, I believe just 8 for 24 from the floor. Definitely that hand still bothering him. LeBron, you can be a LeBron hater, you can do whatever. A 2020 game in game 4 at
38 years
old, however old he is, just unbelievable. Memphis, Cavs, Milwaukee, these are must games, but these prices are overlays. So there's no way in the world. Look, Vegas is saying we're not giving you. Yeah, obviously you want to bet the team that's down 3-1 in their home. They're making you pay for it, much like last year if you're a baseball bettor. Who was the guy that bet the Dodgers every day? Who was our follower?
Noble.
Like, so again, guys are just I'm gonna bet the Dodgers every day. I don't care what the line is. Just gonna bet the Dodgers every day. So they know you're gonna bet the 3 favorites, the 3 home teams, the 3 teams that are down 3-1 in do or die situations. They're making you pay for it. All 3 games are overlays. It's just a matter, do you want to take the short in this game? We'll see how these games work out. The numbers could only go higher, I feel. Just as Ben said, he likes the Bucks, and I see his reasoning. I just think they're the one team out of here that could gag and choke a little. The Cavs, I've talked about this. 6 points in a game with a total of 201 is not the same equivalent as 6 points with a game with a total of 240. That's more like 10 points. And so unless it's a blowout, Knicks will keep them close in another what we expect to be defensive game. So in this game, I get it. Spot belongs to Memphis. Just can't make them this high. Grizzlies, best home team during the regular season. But just 20-20, I believe it is. Let me pull up these stats. You know how I am with stats. Just 21-21, 16-26 against the spread since playing at the Lakers the day they got into it with Sharp on the sideline. So that's been their downfall basically since then. Let's start with that last game, Ben. What do you like in the Warriors?
Yeah, Warriors, Kings. Actually, really first, let me touch on that Lakers game. I mean, just Anthony Davis, no show there in game 4, and they still pull it out. Took some LeBron heroics, like you mentioned. To me, it's Lakers or nobody as well. Morant with the issues. I mean, Anthony Davis and LeBron both haven't had a big game in the same game yet in this series, and they still pulled that out, winning 3-1. I would have to continue leaning Lakers. Apparently, I mean, the reports of the last of game 1 going into Memphis, LeBron told all the guys they want to win both games at Memphis. They want to take control of the series, play as little as possible. Apparently, the team was down, blah, blah, blah. They want to close this out. They want to get out. They want to be rested. So if they're lucky, this Kings and Warriors series goes 7. They'll come in rested. We'll see if that's the case, like the Warriors here in game 5. And then as far as Warriors sacked on 2-2, Fox with the hand issue.
You like Warriors in game 5 referring to the Memphis Lakers, Ben?
Did I say Warriors? Oh, sorry. Lakers in game 5. Apologize.
Oh, great.
Lakers in game 5. Warriors Kings. I do not like Warriors in game 5. Let's get that out there. De'Aaron Fox going to be playing through the finger injury. We'll see how it goes. There's videos of him shooting yesterday. It didn't look the best. Golden State, we all know the story. They don't win on the road. This is a clear spot for Sacramento. They lose 2 at Golden State. Do they come back home and take care of business? As Mike Brown said yesterday, they've done what they had to do so far in the series. They just have to keep doing it. Until I see Golden State win a road playoff game, I will not be betting Golden State on the road in this playoff. So it's all Sacramento, spots all Sacramento. A little bit worried about Fox with the finger, but I think that he can be good enough to get it done here for the Kings.
Yeah, it's all about Fox with the finger, and we just don't know how bad it is. It's a fractured finger, an index finger on his left. He's a lefty shooting hand. So, come on, that's the release. I mean, this is going to be tough, guys. It's a fractured finger. This is all Fox is doing, averaging 31.5 a game in the first 4 games. He's carrying the team to a 2-2 set. Look, I was all over Golden State the first 2 games at Sacramento. They had owned Sacramento coming into the season, into this series, beating them 8 of 9. They're the little brother. I said it's not a real road game. They travel, I believe it's 80 miles down to Sacramento. But Sacramento held serve, won the 2 home games, 2 close games, tough games, but they held serve there. Golden State's got to try to do it again. As Ben mentioned, Golden State, worst road record of any playoff team and worst road against the spread record of any team in the NBA. No, I'm not going to buck that trend, but I don't know about Fox's finger. What I was hoping for was Fox out. Sacramento, 4-5 straight up and against the spread, so not horrible with Fox out. He was listed as doubtful. Game was sitting 4.5. If they announce him out and it goes any higher, I would have took a shot with the home dog, even without Fox. See if they can get it done another way, just because Golden State can't win on the road. Sacramento, nobody. There's only one way to bet this. You got to know how Fox is doing. This is a halftime bet, or Ben will be watching live. You got to know how effective he is in game time. It's one thing, you're standing alone, shooting a practice. Look, Dre Green, I wasn't surprised that thug goes and slaps him on his hand. That's what I would do, but I'm a thug. You know, I'm not NBA basketball. If we were playing in the park and we're playing for money, and I know your hand hurts, I'm getting your hand. So it could take one slap on the hand and you lose Fox. Just can't do that. I'll look to see that. We may look to make a little halftime bet on this one. Sacramento and nobody for me, though, Ben.
Yep, agree, Sac or nobody. Fox going to have to go to his inner Kobe playing with a broken finger. We'll see if he does that. And hopefully there's no more injuries on this card today after you guys see this, just because for whatever reason, every single time we do one of these, it seems like there's a new injury after the fact. So we'll see how that goes.
That's come remember. Look, we're going to give you our games here, but remember, we're shooting this at 11:30 each morning. By the time Ben puts it up, might be 1 o'clock. But again, we don't have access to injuries that happen as the day goes on. Baseball injuries, not. We'll get some of the lineups out, especially on days like Wednesday or Thursday, because you get some day games. We don't have any night lineups, obviously, West Coast lineups. So for that, you're going to want to go to the website, howtobeatthebookie.com, or download the app and become a member.
John, let's get this week back on track. We'll see if we have any halftime bets for members tonight, and let's make some money.
And we're going to try to keep these a little shorter. Starting tomorrow, we had a little longer card, a little explanation. But we'll do a recap. We'll go right into the card. Join us here every day. We're going to be posting about 1 o'clock. And, yeah, let's make some money.